Hey folks, Harley Day Rider here, back at you once again. Your good old friend HDR, out here once again on the lovely 2018 Road Glide Ultra. Coming to you today, I don't really know what date. It is Saturday. Anyway, so how's everybody been doing out there? I hope you've been doing well. I was thinking, as soon as I pulled out of the garage, I was really thinking that, man, I didn't plan this ride out very well. I looked at the temperature. I hit the temperature when I pulled out of the garage, and, well, it's saying 60 degrees right now. So, that's fairly good. So I didn't figure, hey, I don't need any freeze-out gear. I have a sweatshirt on. I don't have any heated gear on. But as soon as I came out, my legs were a little chilly in these jeans. I'm thinking, wow, I should have put my freeze-out pants on anyway, just to cut the wind down from my legs, but oh well, I'm not going to be out long because right now it is presently 10 a.m. and I told Mrs. HR, I said, when's it going to rain again? Because it rained all night last night. And I looked out and look at the roads, they're dry. So I thought, well, maybe. Well, I looked at the weather and it said there's a 20% chance of the rain starting back up at 11 a.m. Well, hey, if you got an hour to take a ride, you got an hour to take a ride. I mean, why not? So, I went in and started getting dressed. She said, where are you going? I said, on a motorcycle ride. She said, why? I said, because it's not raining. It's supposed to rain all day tomorrow. So we had a great chance today, well, I did, to take a little scoot on the bike. So here I am. I told her, I said, I won't be gone long. I know she has she has that wonderful Walmart run she's doing today. And I told her I'm not going to be out long, but I just wanted to take a little ride and clear my head a little bit. We talked about that a few weeks ago, about the mental relief of a motorcycle. How just riding along and actually talking to you guys always helps clear my head. Get a lot of stuff out of there. Hey, I came home the other day, and remember that video I had where I was sweeping, I was pushing the dirt away from the garage and stuff. I came home the other day, as soon as I turned up my hillside, I was looking. And we were eating dinner, and my one, Mrs. HDR and I's one middle daughter came over. And I told them at dinner, I said, did you guys see what happened out there today? And they're like, no, what happened out there? I said, they ran the street sweeper. And they're like, okay. And I said, yeah, the street sweeper ran. I said, and the daughter says, I would have never noticed that. And Mrs. HDR said, she said, no, he's been waiting for that for about a month now. I knew they'd be coming. But yeah, they got all that dirt picked up off the road now, off our road, so it's nice and safe to ride on. So there you go. What else has been going on with HDR? We'll give you some backstory here. I was having a lot of abdominal pain, a lot of cramping, a lot of pains in my stomach. It would go higher up, like it would start like from right about my rib cage on the right side, and it would go down, and it would be on the lower right quadrant of my abdomen. So I went to the doctor's, and he started pushing around. Well, he pushed on the left side, and I about went through the roof. And he said, wait a minute, HDR. And I said, yeah, doc. He goes, I don't think it's your appendix. I don't think it's your gallbladder. He said, I think you have diverticulitis. Now, if you don't know what diverticulitis is, you can Google that. But basically all it is as you get older, we get little pouches in our stomach, and like food will get caught in there. Okay, well, that's kind of scary. I mean, what do they do for that? And if you read longer and harder into it, that could be part of your colon. They could take some of your colon out, and you could have it's horrible. I'm not going to get into all the gory details, but you can Google it and search it and find out what it is. So anyways, I had to drink this quart of stuff, about a quart of, they called it Contrast. And what the stuff does is basically it's like a iodine type deal. You drink it, it's like a big milkshake, and it wasn't as gross as I thought it would be. But you drink this stuff, and then you have to go get a CT scan. So you go up to get the CT scan, and when I got there, she said, I got to put an IV in you. I said, that's all right, I'm not squeamish, I could take an IV. So she sticks an IV in me, and I said, well, what's the IV for? And she said, well, that's so we can put more contrast directly into your brain, and into your veins, not your brain. And we're going to really light you up once you get on the table. I said, okay, that's fine, whatever you got to do. And she said, oh, by the way, here's another cup of this contrast you got to drink. I'm like, well, excuse me? She said, well, yeah, we got to make sure you're topped off. I said, oh, I'm topped off on the other quart, but I drank it. Went in, got on the table, got scanned, and then she said, put your arm up. I don't know if you ever had one of these. You put your arm up on the machine like this, okay? And they take that IV needle and they shoot that stuff in your vein. She said, now you're going to feel really warm. Folks, I could feel my neck starting getting hot. And then down my chest was getting hot. In my belly, all the way down my legs. I told her, I said, after the scan was over, I said, you know what? That's some good stuff. This is better than a shot of whiskey after being out shoveling snow all day. And she just started laughing. So anyway, how about this? We'll give you the short-sighted of the results. The doctor called 2 days later. Well, the nurse does. You know how that goes. The doctor's not going to call you. The nurse calls 2 days later and said, hey, HDR. And I said, yes, nurse. And she said, everything's good. Your gallbladder is nice. Your appendix are nice. And you know, they're appendic, you know, not appendicitis. They're beautiful looking appendix. There's nothing in your belly, nothing in your abdomen. Both your lungs look good. Your kidneys look good. I said, well, wait a minute. What's wrong with me? They said, well, you know what it could be? I said, what's that? And they said, could be stress. And I said, well, that makes a lot of sense. And she said, why? You've been stressed out a lot lately. I said, yeah. I said, have you ever owned a motorcycle? And she said, excuse me, sir? And I said, well, my motorcycle's been sitting in the garage all winter. And with this weather we've been having, I can't get it out. And that's my stress reliever, is riding a motorcycle. So she got a good chuckle, all that. But yeah, I guess it's due to stress. You know, work-related stress. Where, I mean, a few days I thought I was going to have a heart attack. But a few of you know about that. And I have been checked for that too, and there's nothing wrong. Everything's fine. So, but it is what it is. You know, as we get older, you know, we get to that ripe old age, and things start breaking down. But stress is an amazing thing. My brother-in-law called. I don't want to make his log too long, but my brother-in-law called the other day and said he's been having a lot of shoulder pain, a lot of elbow pains, and he went to his doctors to find out what was going on, and there was nothing wrong. And the doctor said it's just stress-related. So, there you go. And he's having some different issues at his home and stuff, and I can understand it. So, yeah, stress-related. Oh, well, what can you do, huh? Every day's a little stress-related. I talked to a few people, and they said, you know what? Here's the truth of it all. And if you can live by this rule, I guess it's all right. The basic rule is to worry about today. Worry about what's happening today. Or not even really worry, but just concentrate on today. Where I get starting to worry is I worry about what's going to happen next week, tomorrow. I worry about what's going to happen next month. You know, and I got all this worry in me, you know, like working contract jobs. Is the contract going to go away and I won't be working anymore? I mean, quite possible. And you worry and you worry and you worry. And they also said don't really give too much thought and worry about yesterday, because today is yesterday. Today was yesterday's tomorrow, and there'll be all new problems tomorrow. And you can't fix yesterday. Which is true. You can't go back and fix it no matter how hard you try. So I'm trying to live by that now and trying to worry or just think about today. Hence, that's why I'm on the motorcycle, folks. I'm living for the day. Wow, it's windy right here, man. Wow, that's a lot of wind. So I'm living for the day. I'm not living for tomorrow. I'm really not. You know, I might take the bike out and get a stage 4 kit put on it, like my friend Mike Killy 7. You know, get the whole engine rebuilt. You know, I figure if you're working now, do it. You know, you can't worry about tomorrow. So anyway, I won't do that right now. That's for sure. Mrs. HR would divorce me if I put a bigger engine on this bike or did anything crazy like that. So she likes it just the way it is. Alright folks, that's all my stories. I don't mean to bore you with my medical stuff, but I do want to let you know good old HDR is going to be okay. So apparently I'm healthy. That's good. And you know, that's the big thing. That's all we can ask for in life, is to be healthy. I mean, everything else is just fluff. Everything else is fluff. And you know, they always say you're never going to take it with you. So if you own 12 motorcycles, God love you. Enjoy every one of them. Have a great time on them. You know, if you have one, get out there and ride it. Don't let it sit in the garage. Remember, ride it, don't hide it. That is golden rule number 1. Alright everybody, I'm going to enjoy this nice little ride here. One thing also, I put a new memory card in my 10C Pro. I noticed the other memory card was dropping some frames. So I did some research and bought a 64 gig. I think it's 100 or 1,000, no, I think it's 1,000 megabit per second CVO card. So we'll see how she does. Alright everybody, take care. Thanks for watching these videos. If you're not subscribed, please click the little subscribe button below. We're trying to make 3,000 this year, in 2019. Remember, ride your own ride. Be safe out there. I will talk to you next time. Harley Dayross will be down and out in a little bit dreary southwestern Pennsylvania. Bye-bye for now, everybody.